Hi, I'm Ben Wojdyla, and today on Saturday Mechanic, we're going to answer one of the questions you guys sent us. How you doing? I'm Ben, and this is Russ.
Hi, how you doing? Who are we speaking with?
My name is Sean Kilman.
Where are you from, Sean?
I'm from Clifton, New Jersey.
I can't say that I have ever heard of or been to Clifton, New Jersey.
It's about 15 minutes away from New York City.
Is that where Cliff the big red dog comes from?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay, just wondering, because my kids would ask, and I needed to know.
So you have a question for us today?
I do. I do a lot of on-site work with a lot of tools. So I was wondering, is there any way to convert my trailer hitch in my pickup truck, the electrical connection, and is there any way to convert that so I can run tools on-site off of the car?
Oh, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not high enough voltage, first of all.
Well, I mean, you could have an inverter, but it's there's
not
only
designed for it.
It's probably only a 15 amp circuit to run the lights on your trailer and on the rear of your vehicle.
That being said,
Yes,
there are alternate solutions.
there are several, and there's one that I take with me every time I travel.
Go ahead.
An inverter. Depending on an inverter will go from 12 volt DC. Actually, our cars run, we call them 14 volt, but the slang is 12 volt, and they'll bump it up to 110 volts AC, which your power tools will use. Now, these inverters can be as simple as plugging in your cigarette lighter and allowing you to charge your computer, on your way on your commute or something like that.
However, since he's running power tools,
you'll need
and
something.
You're going peak power here is pretty hefty.
You will need something at least 1,000 watts. It's probably 2,000 watts. And when you purchase these, when I go to the tool stores or places that sell these, they have a list. If you want to run a small television, you need 400 watts. If you're going to run a power saw, you need 1,000 watts. If you're going to run your refrigerator at your home as a backup, and the power goes out. So what you would do, if I were me, last time I checked, Ben said I would get the appropriate sized inverter to do this, okay? And I would add a second battery.
Yeah, and as a professional on the job, it's never really going to hurt to get bigger. It's probably more than likely that you'll keep adding tools to this inverter. So obviously there's a cost trade-off, but at some point you're gonna need probably 2,000-3,000 watt inverter, and you'd want to wire that into your car probably fairly permanently.
Yeah. Now another alternative would be to buy one of these nice small generators. Because they're so portable, and you can bring them outside the window where you're working and run a good cable. Don't run a 16-2 cable.
Yeah,
run
zero gauge. Something beefy.
run a 12-2 cable or something to it, so you'll have you can have a nice long cord and not have any heating issues in the cord.
It occurs to me also that I believe it was the Dodge or the Chevy? Chevy hybrid.
Both of them.
Both of them had onboard inverters,
Yes.
so that it actually drew off of the hybrid system. So if you're in the market for a new truck, it might be hard to find one of them, but that would be so much right up your alley.
It was the two-mode hybrid that Chevrolet called it two-mode, and it was shared technology with Daimler when Daimler owned Chrysler. And so General Motors and Chrysler went in cahoots, and it was incredible. We had one in the shop once, and when you just idle the engine, and it had this huge alternator in there that produced 110 volt, and you could
super reliable 110
and it was made for workmen like you. However, if you're a cabinet maker, I think you've shared that with us. I would go, I don't know how much you need, but one of the Honda suitcase size or Yamaha or
they're this big, and
there's a company that's called Generac that makes their own engines. They used to, but your basic question was, can I run this off the electrical harness that runs the trailer?
Right.
And there's just not enough oomph there. You've got a bottle rocket, and you need a space shuttle.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Would it be enough to run and just charge like a couple cordless batteries while I'm driving, let's say, to the next job?
The major manufacturers would be able to tell you that. Just like, I charge my cell phone, you know how long that takes. Well,
Right.
you're looking at something, you're looking at a big chunk of energy, okay? I'm charging a cupcake, you're charging a whole double layer chocolate cake, if you want to talk about energy density, okay?
Right.
So you got to think about that.
Again, and this would probably be a situation where an inverter might work better for you than trying to pull more juice than is available out of that trailer hitch.
I'll give you another example that goes where, well, it's 12 volts, why doesn't it work? Jumper cables, if you've ever noticed, are big, fat, good ones are big, fat cables, okay? Number 2 gauge, 0 gauge, they're big, fat cables because they can move a lot of electrons in a short period of time.
Right.
Well, they sell this thing and your battery's dead, and I toss it through the window over to Ben. I plug it in my cigarette lighter and he plugs it in his. Well, yeah, in theory, 12 volts is going to go from my charging car to his discharged battery.
It's a matter of how long, though.
But we'll be talking through the window all evening long, probably into the morning. Okay, it just isn't the pipe's not big enough. That's another thing where, do you want the firefighter to come to your house with a hose the size of a coffee stirrer or a regular fire hose? It's all the same pressure. It's just not enough volume, and you need volume to charge things quickly, or I'm sure you use saws and things. You need to do that. That
So the
sounds
best
good.
solution would be the generator, the small generator.
That's probably the most effective since it's so portable for you.
Okay, great.
They're quiet. The new ones are, especially the suitcase models, are extremely quiet and incredibly reliable. They're a little pricey. But
You get what you pay for.
yeah.
So anything else we can help you with today?
I think that's it. It's a great solution you guys gave me.
Thank you very much for calling in.
Okay, and say hey to Clifford the big red dog. Okay.
All right, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.